My name is Sarah Browning. I'm the co-founder and executive director of Split This Rock, a national organization based in DC that cultivates, teaches, and celebrates poetry that bears witness to injustice and provokes social change. Al-Mutanabbi Street is the book-selling street in Baghdad. For almost 1,000 years, it has been the site of gathering of intellectuals, of readers, of booksellers, literature and translation, unpopular ideas. It was often the only place when there was a repressive government where people could gather and talk honestly and read. And so it stood for the power of the written word, of the book itself as a conveyor of knowledge and as of a challenge to power. And tragically, in 2007, it was destroyed by a car bomb. No one took responsibility for the bombing, but it was clearly an attack on the free exchange of ideas. And 30 people were killed, and most of the street was destroyed. In response to that bombing, a bookseller and poet in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area in the United States, started a project called Al-Mutanabbi Street Starts Here. And what he meant was anywhere that people are gathered, talking about how we might make a better world, talking about the power of art, exchanging literature and art. Al-Mutanabbi Street starts there. It starts here wherever we gather. And so he began this project with an anthology. It's called Al-Mutanabbi Street Starts Here. And it's an anthology of poetry and prose by poets and writers from the Arab world, from throughout the Middle East region, and the United States and other parts of the English-speaking world. It's in English, so poems and other writings that were originally in Arabic have been translated into English. And I have a poem in the anthology, so it was how I first became aware of the project and got involved in the project. Bo put out the call after that to visual artists to produce artwork in response to the bombing and in solidarity with the people of Iraq. And in those years, hundreds of pieces have been produced by artists throughout the world. It's broadsides, visual art representation, often of poems, sometimes poems from the anthology, artists' books, and prints. And it's very stunning work. And almost all of the artwork from the project is going to be on exhibit at 11 different sites in the Washington, D.C. area over the next 2 months. A couple of those have already opened, those exhibits, and all will be opening over the next several weeks. And they are really stunning, the work, extremely varied. Often at that intersection of the visual and the written, so that there's text in the artwork, whether it is a broadside or a book or a print. And I personally love that kind of exploration of the way that language itself is a visual representation and speaks to us in a variety of ways through how the poem or the piece of art looks on the page as well as how it reads. At the same time, Split This Rock is curating a whole series of literary programs, January through March, and they include poetry readings, translation workshops, public conversations about the joys and challenges of translating, especially between such different languages and cultures, varieties of cultures, of course, in the Arab world, the Arab and Muslim worlds, and English, and especially, and also within the political context of between these our sisters, between us in the United States and our sisters and brothers in that region. January, this month, January 2016, also marks the 25th anniversary of Desert Storm, the first US invasion of Iraq. 25 years that we've been at war with the Iraqi people. And we know very, very little as Americans about Iraqi culture. And so one of our goals with the project is to introduce contemporary poetry from Iraq and from other parts of the region to American audiences through the readings, through our web publications. Split This Rock publishes a poem every week, and all the poets that we are bringing to this project will be publishing a poem of theirs, and also promoting their books and selling their books at all our events, as well as the anthology, which is very rich itself. So those are some of the goals and some of what's happening. The culmination of the event, of the whole festival, is on the anniversary of the bombing itself, which is March 5th. And there will be a major reading, an event on March 5th, which is a Saturday, at 6:30 p.m. at the Smithsonian American Art Museum and National Portrait Gallery in their beautiful auditorium. And two Iraqi poets, Emil Al-Jabouri and Dunya Mikhael, will be reading, and Bobo Saleh will be talking about the project and probably reading a few poems as well. And there will be music that has been commissioned and composed just for this event that will be performed for the first time that night. That is free and open to the public. Everyone is invited again on March 5th at 6:30 p.m.